Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone.
Hello, 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 everyone. I am Sophia Melonē, the Debt Demolisher, here to bring you the tools, tips, and tricks to help you manage your financial baggage the right way. What an honor it is to be before you guys for yet another live stream night as we continue our conversations and discussions as we read the book, The Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbro, 10 pages at a time. We have been reading this book since the start of April in honor of Financial Literacy Month. And we are now on day 13, which means that our readings today will have brought us to reading through 130 pages of the book. This has been a wonderful journey thus far. It has been a space of really allowing us to unlock the things in our mind and really seeing how much abundance is all around us, and not only just all around us, but the abundance that's within us, just because of the way that we think, just because of the way that we choose to think, just because of the way that we choose to move differently as a result of being exposed to these teachings and having our own personal connections, our own conversations with the Lord, our own awakenings as we move through this journey in this day. So I'm feeling great, and it's just an honor to be before you all, and I'm ready to get into this word. Let me go ahead and pop out the chat so that way I can see who is in the building. I can see who is in the room, and I can say hello to my people. I'm going to say right now that Clubhouse is not on because it's just not on. And I'm not about to set it up right now. So we are going to go ahead and get started. And let me pull up everything so I can see my people. I can give my shout outs, see who's in the room. It has been a day for me as always, but you know, we are here, and the Lord is faithful, and I'm rubbing up with my good old glow butter. I'm rubbing up with my good old glow butter. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I just love this nutmeg smell. I'm telling you, I've been lathering up. All right, so Coach Harut is saying hello, everyone here listening while still at work. Amen. So glad that you're here, Coach Harut. Welcome on into this room. I'm so glad that you are here and that you are listening in while you work. It means so much to me. I'm so glad that you're here. We got Peaceful Love in the building, giving us the wave, saying hello. Hey, Peaceful Love. So good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here. Let's go. We got Sherry in the building saying happy hump day, happy hump day, happy hump day, happy hump day. Yes, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day to everybody. I hope that you all have had a great day on today. I had a good day on today. It was full of things and just a lot of sorting and cleaning and just doing a whole bunch of stuff for my mom's for health reasons. So it's just been a lot. So I've been over there all day, and I am just glad to be home. But then I realized I came home to some plumbing issues that now I have to figure out who can I get in here relatively quickly to resolve the plumbing issue that I have right now, because for some reason my garbage disposal is leaking, because I got ready to wash the dishes when I came back in here, and all I heard was just this water running. I just heard, I said, what in the world? And I opened up the lower cabinet underneath the sink, and lo and behold, the water was coming straight out of the garbage disposal. I was like, what in the world? How did this happen overnight? So now I got to figure out who I can get in here to come fix that, because essentially I can't use my kitchen sink. I mean, unless I take a bucket or something and try to catch it. But who wants to keep doing that? Like, I can't use my kitchen sink, but I may have to use that as an alternative so I could at least finish washing the dishes, because I wanted to wash the dishes But yeah, excuse my little rant, but yeah, I've been cleaning all day, working all day, packing stuff up, and then come home to stuff going on in my house. But so be it, so be it, so be it. I'm just grateful, grateful, grateful for the major thing that got done today, which was something that needed to be done. So I'm glad. That's that 4-figure project or invoice that I had to pay that got done, got started today. So whew, Jesus be a fence. Jesus be a fence. All right. Let me go ahead and turn up to our pages. We're on 121. We got Acacia in the building. Acacia is here saying greetings, DDTV family. Hey, Acacia, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here. Hey, Acacia, go Acacia. Hey, Acacia, go Acacia. Let's go, 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 let's go. Hey, Acacia, go Acacia. Let's go. Coach Root is saying, oh no. Yeah, Coach Root, oh no, but there will be a solution. There will be a solution. I'm not even going to fret. I'm not even going to fret, which we're going to talk about today in today's reading. Okay. Q Scott is in the building saying, hey, ladies. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, 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 Q Scott. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, 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 Q Scott. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Q Scott in the building. We got Tracy Ann in the building all the way from the what? West side is in the building saying, hello, ladies. Hello, Tracy Ann. So good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I'm so glad that you are here. Let's go. We also got Lisa H in the building saying, hello, Queen Sophia. Hello, everyone. Hello, Queen Lisa H. So good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I'm so glad that you are here, and it's Wednesday. That's right. It's Wednesday. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm hoping that everything is going well with your classes and everything that you've been taking. So I'm keeping you uplifted on that side of the house as well, praying that focus is there and you're learning all that you can. And yeah, we on our way. We on our way. So let's go. We on our way. So let's go. We on our way. We on our way. So let's go. All right, y'all. Whew. I'm telling y'all, this nutmeg smells so good. It smells so good. Oh my gosh. I'm telling y'all, I have not touched the lavender glow butter since I cracked open this nutmeg. Since I cracked open this nutmeg, I've been using this nutmeg. Shout out to Lisa Smile. Shout out to Lisa Smile. Glow butter. Styles by LisaSmiles.com. Whew. I love this nutmeg. Every time my hands just get a whiff. Every time I move it, I just get a whiff. Smells so magnificent. All right. All right, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? We are on page 121. So we're reading Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, Wealth Choice, taking it 10 pages at a time. We're now on day 13. So we started our readings from 121 to 130. And on 121, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough points out that faith is power. And I think we already know this. I think we already know that faith is power. Faith is the ultimate power. The ultimate power. But sometimes I ask, how often do we truly tap into our faith? How often do we actually tap into our inner belief? How often do we tap into our space of knowing like we know deep, deep, deep down inside? You all read the stories, the 10 pages that we covered today went over a lot of different stories. We heard stories about Terry McMillan. We continue to hear the story about, what's her name? Kathy Hughes. We continue to hear even more stories about Michelangelo, the artist. We also heard stories about Michelle Hoskins. All the stories. We heard a lot of stories. we read a lot of stories. We were introduced to a lot of stories. And this reminded me so much, not just about the aspect of having that inner knowing, like that believing without a shadow of a doubt, like I know that I have something here. I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. I know that this is what I got to create. I know this is it. These stories that we read today had a know, like you know, in a core belief, and it also had a level of confidence. Johnny Cochran's story was also in here about his journey, a little bit of it, and how confident he was in his craft. And confidence stemmed from the belief, the inner knowing, the inner trusting, the trusting and knowing that the Lord will provide, that the Lord will direct. We just have to tap into that space. So he says that faith is power. Yes, unconquerable faith, even when circumstances are unfavorable, will carve out a way to unexpected success. So unconquerable faith will carve out a way to unexpected success. Even in the midst of your circumstances, when your circumstances may not be favorable to you, it may not be ideal to you, it may not be what you want to experience right now. But you have to tap into a level of faith. You have to tap into a deeper level of faith, a knowing like you know, like you know, like you know. Tracy Ann says you're looking chipper and beautiful today. So I'm surprised, y'all, because I've been at work today. I mean, not my work, but it's been a whole lot today. I have not been in the house, left out of here about 9:00 and been working all day. So I literally just got back in here not too long ago, took a shower, lathered up with my good old glow butter. And then now I'm here on this live stream on tonight. But thank you. Maybe I feel a little bit chipper because I feel refreshed after taking a shower. And then also because I get the live stream with you guys. So for sure. Thank you so much. Divinity is also in the building saying good evening, ladies. Good evening, Divinity. So good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I'm so glad that you are here. Tracy Ann says, I've been lathering up with my eucalyptus spearmint lately. Look, Tracy Ann, you got me on the nutmeg. Now I can't put the nutmeg down because I was on the lavender at first. And then now, as soon as Lisa Smiles dropped this Caribbean Escape, I'm probably going to be gun-ho on that one too. And we got Lisa Smiles in the building saying, hey, DDTV family, Lisa Smiles. We were just talking about that good old glow butter. I was just saying how I had my hands near my face and now all I smell is the nutmeg and it just smells so good. It smells so good. Lisa Smiles says, just joined, but praying everything well with you, Sophia. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Lisa Smiles. Thank you so much. Shout out to Lisa Smiles, creator of the good old glow butter. Let's go. Let's go. Divinity says, can't wait to get my Caribbean Escape. I can't wait to order my Caribbean Escape. Okay. I can't wait to order my Caribbean Escape. Acacia saying, I got mine today. Oh, Acacia. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that you got yours. Please let us know how you like it. Let us know how you like the Caribbean Escape. Divinity says, Acacia, you did great. Yes, I'm so excited and I'm going to use it in a few. Come on. Lisa Smile says, I'm literally making the butters as I'm watching this. Okay. So does that mean, Lisa Smiles, I can order Caribbean Escape now? Does that mean that it's available for order on your website? I'm trying to get my Caribbean Escape. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'm trying to get my Caribbean Escape. Okay. Because if he's selling out and I need to get mine, Okay. Q Sky says, love what he says after, where faith exists, there is life. Yep. And that's just what I was getting ready to read Did I not read it? Did I not have that highlighted? I feel like that's somewhere circled. I don't see that it's circled, but yeah, yep. Where faith exists, there is life. Absolutely, Q Scott. Lisa H says, all is well, Sophia. I'm focusing on my studies and I'm enjoying my classes. Thank you so much. You're so welcome, Lisa H. Let's give Lisa H some love and some continued encouragement as she moves through with her studies. Let's go. Coach Ruth says, right, Caribbean Escape and Mango. Woo! Q Scott says, wait, Lisa, you've been making it since the live last night. Did I miss a live last night? Oh yeah, because I was working. I had to go back and finish up some stuff and I had to get to bed. So Lisa, if you went live last night, I sure enough missed that. So I'm gonna have to catch the replay after this. I'm definitely gonna have to catch the replay. Okay. Divinity says she's ordering Caribbean and Mango. Okay, Lisa Smiles, we got some orders that's ready to go. We got some orders that's ready to go. Okay. All right. I was trying. Okay, yeah, here it is, Q Scott. Where faith exists, there is life. Where it is missing, helplessness and hopelessness will cloud the day. But where there is faith, there is life. Where there is faith, where there is hope, there is life. So let's not ever forget to hold on to our faith. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough talked about Tyra Banks and talked about Kirk Franklin, talked about John Hope Bryant, talked about a couple of other people. Steve Harvey was even mentioned in there. And he talked about how in a down economy, these individuals just simply triumph over their difficulty and they set out to build their next fortune. So I circled this piece because I really want us to think about what is going to be our next fortune. And part of this, we're going to be able to do this Saturday when we have our Create With Me working session, our Create With Me live stream, because it's designed to help us extract some ideas. So I have some things that are going to be coming out in support of the Create With Me. And I really want you guys to be in the room so that we can really tap into our creative juices and really think about how we're going to not just create, but also how we're going to build our next fortune. How are we going to build our next fortune? On page 122, the book reads, our faith is a measure of inner belief. It provides us with a glimpse of our possibilities. The individual who professes little faith reaps little, while those who have a mighty faith receives much. And this reminds me a little bit of the scripture of you being faithful over your little so that you can be ruler over much. But we got to be strong and much in our faith and not little in our faith. He says further that the only inferiority is in us that which we place into ourselves. The persistent thought that you are not equal to the task, that you lack the qualities required of the hour, that you're weak, you're inferior, or ineffective, or that you lack backbone as well as grit, that success and fortune were omitted from your birthright eventually lowers your expectation and paralyzes your ability. I gotta tell you guys something. So I think it was actually literally right after I got out of the shower. I got a message. So I have alerts for everything. So anytime an account or transaction hits my account, I get an email and I get a text message anytime. And then I also get messages like when from my phone company, when a payment has been applied. So they give me updates to let me know, okay, your payment has been applied. So I ended up getting a message from them saying that my payment has been received. And when I opened up the text, And I don't even remember when I typed this out, but apparently you know how when you type a text, but you don't send it, it'll still sit in the draft. So apparently whatever day this was, I ended up typing in that text, but I never sent it because it's an automated thing anyway. But basically in this payment reply on this thread from my mobile company, I ended up typing in this thread, like typing in the cell, but I didn't send it. So when I opened it up today, the draft popped up. And I normally don't even read it because sometimes I like save stuff. Like if I'm typing something and I don't want to lose what I type because something may refresh, I normally copy it and paste it somewhere. So apparently this was something that I had written out and I placed it inside of this text thread, but didn't send it. So when I opened it up, something just said, read it. And when I read it, I was like, oh, and I'm going to read it to y'all out of transparency. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm going to read it to y'all out of transparency because this is the latest text message that I just got. Let me know. And this ties to my YouTube channel. And I don't remember when I did this, but it had to have been a long time ago because I can't tell because I never sent it, but it's still sitting as a draft. So I open it up and I read it. Some just said read it. So I read it. All transparency. I said, I feel like a complete failure when it comes to my channel, despite all of the efforts I've put into it over the years. It can be very draining and discouraging, but I'll try this again. This time, just recording and posting with no editing. And I put the prayer hands. So I don't remember when I typed this. I don't remember when this was. But when I read it, I was like, man. I said, man, that's what I was feeling. That's what I was feeling. And that's what I was telling myself. But then I said, oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. Even though I was transparent about how I really felt and how I felt like I've been putting in all of this effort and it's draining and sometimes it's discouraging because you feel like nobody's listening. This had to have been before all of this stuff happened with Tony Gaskins. This had to have been because I know I didn't write this recently. So if this might have been after I took his YouTube for Beginners course, which was in January or February of 2021. It had to be around that time that I wrote this. Because I know I ain't write it recently. I know I ain't write this recently. But I said to myself, but I'll try this again. ... Even when I'm reading that, it feels like that try has an apprehension. Like, well, I'll try this again this time with no, prayer hands. Oh, ye of little faith, not knowing that however many months after I wrote this, that I will really tap into my faith. I will really pull on God. I will really say, okay, Lord, I just need to strengthen my faith. I just want to get my whole mind right. I just want to learn how to understand your word without the need of a devotional. Help me connect better with you. And I will talk to God in prayer. I will be very specific. I will be transparent. I would say, like, Lord, what do you want me to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm trying this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Nothing is happening. And I tell y'all, within a week, God gave me confirmation. Within a week. And literally, when I asked specific questions to God about what I should be doing with my life, what direction should I be moving forward in? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I got my confirmation like that. Literally. And when I tell y'all, when I talked to Tony, and everything he was saying to me was literally answers to my prayers. So that's how I know it was nobody but God. It was literally answers to the questions that I had to the Lord. Tony don't know me. He don't know nothing about me. Nobody is seeing my journal. Nobody is seeing none of this. And boom, the Lord used Tony to send me a message. Clearly, undeniably, well, nobody but God. Undeniably, nobody but the Lord. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough says further down, page 122, no one is defeated until he or she gives up. No one is defeated until he or she gives up. We got to be careful when we go through this thing, or we go through this mindset, or we go through this space, or we have these conversations about, I'm just going to give up. Because sometimes you can talk yourself, or you can think yourself into your own demise. So what did we say yesterday? A negative mind will never give you a positive life. A negative mind will never give you a positive life. So in the same regard, no one is defeated until he or she gives up. No one is defeated until he or she gives up. Sorry, y'all, I'm thirsty. Ooh, I'm thirsty. We've been working today. You guys read the story about Michelangelo, the sculpture artist, all of that. And one of the things that I found really profound was on page 123, where it says, on his knees every day, he prayed for fresh inspiration, new skill. Every day, Michelangelo prayed every day for new inspiration. And that made me come back and ask myself, how often do I pray for new inspiration as it relates to my craft? How often do I really sit down and pray about ideas, inspiration, new skill, like intentionally? He prayed every day for fresh, new inspiration and skill. And what ended up happening? He created the biggest masterpiece known in art. The biggest masterpiece known in art. Because he leaned on his faith. He leaned on his faith, trusting that it's not by his own strength. His divineness, his guidance, his creativity, the direction comes from above. It comes from the one you pray to. If we go further down, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough writes, each of us resembles a masterpiece trapped in stone, but the marble that envelopes us is not excavated from quarries or rock picks. Rather, it's derived from low self-esteem, lack of confidence, the shadows of doubt or fear, and our inability to exercise our faith. In order to realize our true potential, we must release all limited thinking by dreaming big dreams, establishing huge prosperity goals while utilizing the miracle working power of faith. The miracle working power of faith. Just as Michelangelo removed everything that was not in David, which is the masterpiece, the art, the sculpture, you and I could benefit by chiseling away those negative confining qualities that were never part of our inalienable birthright. Cut away the timidity. Cut away the inferiority. Cut away the lack of ambition. Cut away the impossible. Trim away the lethargy. Trim away the lethargy. Trim away the inertia. Trim away the mundane. Trim away the indifference. Trim away the petty. Nip in the bud despondency, the discouragement, the misery, the skepticism, and the woe is me. And by all means, tear away the pessimism and the cowardice, the impoverished state of mind, the hopelessness, and the lack of faith. If any of one of those words feel like they came up for you, feel like they may still be present in you, let's challenge ourselves to release those things. Nip them away, nip them in the bud, trim them away, throw them away, cut them away. The world makes way for the individuals armed with sustaining power of faith. So we got to have a sustaining power of faith. Johnny Cochran's story was good. This was Terry McMillan's story, which was also good. On page, and everybody know about Terry McMillan. You know, she did the books and then they did the movie, Waiting to Exhale and all of that. But even Terry McMillan's story was powerful. And I think we're going to come up to this. What she told the young lady who said that she had been writing for 6 days. And Terry McMillan was like, I didn't put anything before a publisher's desk if I wasn't working on it for at least 6 months. And I think what Terry McMillan was trying to point out and to let people see is that you have to be willing to put in the hours and the work related to whatever your gift and your craft is. You got to be willing to vet whatever it is that you do. Spend time with it, get to know it, nurture it, be the best at what you do. Some people can do things quick. Some people can create stuff quick, which isn't a problem. But what is your masterpiece? How much time are you going to spend on your masterpiece? Cultivating it, nurturing it, tweaking it, modifying it, improving it, making it better. Can you do that in 6 days? I don't know. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough says that regardless of the size of your dream or the state of your resources, nothing lies beyond the reach of faith. The divine forces look past obstacles that would discourage most. The spiritual connection backs all achievements, sees triumph beyond temporary defeat, and carries the day. This is the quote of the morning. Faith is the locksmith that opens all doors that no obstacle can bear, no difficulty or disaster can dishearten, or no misfortune can swerve from its intended purpose. Each of us receives in life what we concentrate on with all our might. Each of us receive what we concentrate on with all of our might. What are you concentrating on? What are you concentrating on? Change begins with our own ability to exercise our own faith. Nothing is denied to anyone who is willing to pay the price. God gives us what we need when we need it. That's Terry McMillan who said that. I want to read this question and ask everybody to really think about it. Maybe journal about it. If you know your answer, you can put it in the chat now. If you don't know your answer, if you want to ponder on it, if you want to keep it private, just do it in your journal. But a question was asked to Dr. Evans, what would you do if you knew you would die tomorrow? What would you do if you knew you would die tomorrow? To be honest, I've never answered that question. And I never thought to answer that question in terms of it being tomorrow, right? I know that that day is inevitable for all of us. We just don't know when. But when you look at this question, it really allows you to think about what your life would really mean and what you want your life to actually mean. And if you feel fulfilled enough and assured enough to know that you've done what you were supposed to do. So if tomorrow is the day, then you know that there's no fear behind that because you did what you were supposed to do. But Dr. Evan answers this question. He answers the question by saying, just what I do every day of my life. I would end my day with prayer only to wake up in glory. He would end his day with prayer only to wake up in glory. It really makes you think. It really makes you think what matters most. What matters most? Your faith or just being busy? Towards the bottom of page 128, he says, the secret and source of all wealth, success, and heroic achievement has been and will forever be faith. It will forever be faith. Then we go into the story about Michelle Hoskins. Now, I've never heard of this person before, but apparently she really pushed her way into the manufacturing business with her pancakes and syrup. Well, it really started with the syrup and how it was a very close-knit, secret kind of recipe where the rule was every third female child would get the recipe. And Michelle's mom ended up being the third child to get the recipe, but Michelle was the only girl. Michelle was the only girl, but she had 3 girls. So Michelle had 3 girls, but Michelle was the only girl to her mom. And she had to plead and beg and continue to just ask her mom to give her the recipe because Michelle knew deep down she knew deep down that that was something that she needed. And it took her mama 2 years, if I read it correctly. It took her 2 years to cough up the recipe and give the recipe to Michelle, because honestly, the mom broke whatever that generational rule was, giving it to the third child. But I think if I read this correctly, Michelle was saying that part of her coercion was to say, well, she can give it to her third child. It'll be a part of her third child's legacy, even though the mom didn't have 3 girls. So because of that, and let me go back and read this part. It says that the recipe and secret blend is a part of an astonishing story, which is a set of instructions and combination of ingredients that was passed down through the generation. It was passed down through the generation. And when I read that piece, I think what really came to my mind is like, okay, well, what am I passing down? What am I passing down? Because sometimes we don't always have to pass down money. It could be something as small as this that can generate the money. It's an idea. It's a skill. It's a uniqueness. It's a secret. What are you passing down? I love this part at the bottom of 129, which had me kind of circle it, highlight it, star it. It says that in 1982, Hoskins took inventory. With little financial security and 3 small children, her dreams were the only asset she possessed. Her dreams were the only assets she possessed. And I wrote in the margin, because y'all know we got the net worth statement, assets, liabilities. I think one of the things that we should focus on doing, and I'm actually going to create something around this, and that's having your net dream statement. Your net dream statement. And the top portion, or call it a dream sheet, aka balance sheet, because essentially a net worth statement is nothing other than a balance sheet. Accounting terms, y'all know I'm an accountant. Assets minus liabilities gives you your equity, which is essentially your net worth. But if we can look at our assets from an intangible space, meaning the dreams that we have, how major could that be? How inspiring or more inspiring can that be? To look at your dreams and list your dreams as an asset. But then we have to be aware that liabilities or costs are going to find a way, or maybe even experiences may find a way to lower the value of the asset, meaning at the net level. So I want us to, and I'm going to talk about this on Saturday, but I want us to, and again, we're going to be doing our work, but I'm going to bring this up on Saturday too, because I think this is something that's going to be really powerful to help us tap into our next level of idea creation, which is essentially wealth creation, which is essentially your dreams. And your dreams have value. And I think sometimes because we don't see it on paper, or because we may not put a value beside it, it doesn't push us as much to go after it, if that makes sense. It doesn't allow us to really see the full potential of whatever that dream is. So I want to challenge us on Saturday when we do our Create With Me live stream. I'm going to take a couple of minutes and have us really think about crafting and creating our net dream statement, or AKA our dream sheet, which is, the alternative of net worth statement and then balance sheet, but we're flipping it to put the dream in there because your dreams have value and your dreams are going to cost you something. So we can't think that everything is going to be on the horizon. So we're going to have our dreams as assets, and then we're going to have to think about the liabilities that's going to come up. Okay. So that was just an idea that came to me as I was reading through, because I wrote that in the margins. This was another powerful piece that I wrote in the margins too, after reading this part, where Hoskins said that she raised $150,000 to launch her business. She raised $150,000 before she launched her business. And I wrote in the margins, raise before you launch. Raise before you launch. It's no different from what I was sharing the other day when we were talking about having a working capital fund. Having a working capital fund before you even open up the doors, you at least got to have a working capital fund, an amount that's going to start out for your business, so that way you can budget that money and position it in a way to support the operations while you work to bring money inside of the door. I think a lot of times we start businesses in the inverse, whereby we start charging things and we just start using our own personal money, and then we don't create the foundation by having the working capital set up front so that we can manage the resources up front. It's no different than, I'm going to give from a perspective. You know that there's a budget, a budget, what is it? Federal budget, right? They have, regardless of where the money comes from, it still has to be appropriated, meaning there has to be a law that's establishing those monies to be in a reserve or allowing those funds to be available. So can you imagine being in a space where you have not set that up? You have not set that up. So if you have a business that you want to form, a business that you want to create, know it's going to cost money. Please know it's going to cost money. It's going to cost money. But let's go in this thing up front with a business mind and say, okay, based on a forecast, based on how much I'm going to have to spend each month, considering whether or not, if I may not get any revenues from the sales, or I may not meet my sales projections, how are you going to use the capital that you already have to keep it going? And then you have to realize that the sales that you make is supposed to replenish your working capital fund. So I think it's always great to start with having that amount, which can help you budget more effectively around the resources that you have inside of your business. So raise before you launch. That's what I wrote in the margins. All right, then we're going to the last page, and then we're going to close out because this was good. This was good. Let me read. Okay. I'll just read this whole part. I'll just keep reading. Her dreams were only the assets that she possessed, but her life was about to change. After preparing breakfast one morning for a few close friends, her guests raved over her pancakes and syrup. A heart-to-heart talk with her family led her to believe that the recipe for success might literally be at her doorstep. 2 years later, she went for broke. She resigned from a part-time teaching job and sold her condo, car, furniture, and jewelry to raise $150,000 to launch her business. She and her children moved in with her parents, where Hoskins and her youngest daughter made batches of syrup on an old stove in the basement and bottled the products. Did y'all pick that up? She still kept up with respecting the principle of the generation, meaning giving it to the third child. So you see, she said that she and her children moved into her parents' house where her and the youngest daughter, which would be the third child, made the batches of syrup. So that means that the third child now knows the recipe. So she still respected what her generation's wishes were about this recipe, even though her mom technically broke it, but it got passed down to the third grandchild because the mama didn't have any other children. Because if you think about it from that perspective, if that were the case, if the recipe only stayed with the mom, it would have ended with the mom. If the recipe only stayed with the mom, it would have ended with the mom. It would have ended with the mom. Because the legacy is you give it to the third child. So we know that the people from beforehand are probably no longer alive at this point. No longer alive at this point. So that was a smart move of what Michelle did to convince her mom to say, hey, I got 3 kids. Me and the third child can do this. And it worked out. Okay, she said, my family thought I had lost my mind. Hoskins remembered. Each night, my girls and I would painstakingly fill bottles of syrup by hand. It took nearly 1 hour to fill 12 bottles as our feet stuck to the floor. But deep down inside, Michelle says, I knew it was going to work. Deep down inside, she knew it was going to work. You got to know, like you know, like you know, like you know. Deep down. She took the recipe and the chemist who formulated the ingredients into a marketable product suitable for mass distribution. Next, she figured out the nuts and bolts of the business, including finance, accounting, and other crucial aspects of running a company. Finally, she attempted to break or circumvent racial and gender barriers to get her product on the market. Little of it was easy. Within a year, however, she had contracts with 2 major chains in the Chicago area. And then 3 years later, her syrup was featured in 300 stores because she knew, like she knew, like she knew. So the question I have for you tonight is, deep down inside, do you know it will work? Do you know whatever it is that you got your hands on, that you know it will work? Do you know without a shadow of a doubt that this is it? This is going to be it. Do you know? A little bit further down, this is all marketing too. I feel convicted about this. A little bit further down, she says, without any contracts or letters of introduction, she personally called Denny's headquarters every Monday morning at 10:30 for 2 years. If that ain't a level of discipline, I don't know what is. If that ain't a level of commitment, I don't know what is. If that ain't a level of persistence, I don't know what is. She called Denny's headquarters every day, same time, 10:30 in the morning, for 2 years straight. 2 years straight. And she did this in effort to convince the chain to carry her product, to carry her syrup, to carry her bottles. And what does it say? She said, my faith and persistence paid off. In 1993, Denny's awarded Michelle's Food a $3 million contract. A $3 million contract. One thing else that was powerful, and we're going to read this and close out, very bottom of page 130. Men and women who are destined for success believe that sooner or later, they're going to be successful. So you got to believe that despite what you're going through, despite what's happening, despite the challenges, sooner or later, you're going to be successful. Sooner or later, you're going to be successful. They believe that whatever occurs, either positive or negative, is part of the grand plan that will lead to their financial windfall. They refuse to entertain, dwell on, or discuss the likelihood of failure. The concept of failure never occurs to them. Or as Michelle Hoskins revealed, my fortune has its roots in the belief that a good idea cannot be stopped. Michelle Hopkins says that my fortune has its roots in the belief that a good thing can't be stopped. And also in a single dollar that got her started. A good idea cannot be stopped. So if you got an idea and it ends up stopping, the only thing that stopped it was you. The only thing that stopped it was you. So on Saturday, when we have our Create With Me live stream, we are really going to be extracting things out of our mind to really tap into our creative space. We're going to use 2 hours to do this. 2 hours to do this. I want to challenge you as you read through these pages of the book. If you need to write in your journal ideas that come to you, please do so. If you need to write in the margins like me, please do so. Because you never know what idea can just drop in your mind, drop in your spirit, drop in your whole soul that you might inadvertently dismiss. So don't take any idea that you get for granted. Don't take any idea that is placed in you for granted. Lean on your faith. Trust in that. Ask God to continue to guide you and show you the way. Ask him to expound on whatever that thing is that he dropped in your mind. And go for it. And know deep down inside that whatever that idea is going to work. And when you know, then you know that you've hit your gold mine. You've hit your gold mine. How y'all feeling? We are now at the ending of page 130. We're going to be continuing on our readings for the next 10 pages. So we're going to be taking 131 through 140. For those of you who have the audio book, you can listen up to laws of cause and effect. I guess that's, well, once you get to law of control, stop there. So you're going to finish up, you're going to listen through to the law of cause and effect. Once that piece ends, then you can pause it, and then that'll roll into the next section, will roll into the next day's reading, because that starts on page 141, the law of control. Okay, so I want to thank y'all so much for being here on tonight. Lisa H got the thumbs up queen and the music sign. Okay. Acacia says, wow, that's that faith move. Coach Harut says, Q Sky says, yes, I caught that. Lisa Smile says, I got a call. I'm going to catch the replay. All right, Lisa Smiles. Thank you for being in the room today. Q Sky says, no, it says 8 years of prodding her mom. Oh, was it 8 years? I don't know where I got 2 years from. It might have been 8 years. Yeah, it might have been 8 years. I don't know where I got 2 years from. Let me see if I can find it. What does it say? Where the 8 years at? Well, I can't find it right now, but I'm pretty sure if you saw 8 years, it's 8 years. It took her some time to get her mama to say yes, and her mama said yes. All right. I think her cert was popular in that certain region. Okay. I started that section. The way he answered that question makes you think. Yes, it definitely makes you think. Definitely makes you think, Hugh Scott. All right. When you feel at your end, when you feel like you're at your end of your rope, that's the extra push we feel, even physically, to keep going. Amen, Hugh Scott. Lisa Smile says, I needed that prayer. Okay. All right. Okay. Coach Haru. No. Q Scott says, and drum roll, TG just dropped a video with the title Spiritual Realm, but looks like a recorded message. All right, so we're gonna have to go check that out tonight. We'll go ahead and listen to that. Amen, amen, amen. All right, y'all. I want to thank y'all so much. Okay, Q Scott says page 29, last paragraph. Last paragraph. I still don't see it. Because I just read that part. I still don't see it. I'll find it. But okay. All right, you all. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you come back and join us tomorrow. We're going to keep continuing our readings 10 pages at a time. We're going to be reading 131 through 140, 14 days into our reading thus far. I hope you guys have been doing your journal entries and just really getting some ideas. Again, use this time from today on forward, getting ready for Saturday. If you're going to be in the Create With Me live stream room on Saturday, just be prepared for that. And even if you don't, it's okay, because I'm creating the space for you guys to be able to extract that out and just think through it. So join us in the room on Saturday. Join us in the room, because I got some good cooking up for you guys for Saturday. Okay. So I want to remind you that your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. You already know what I'm going to tell you to do, and that's what? Get to work. All right. Bye. Until tomorrow.
The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melonē. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melonē. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia